as the theme park battle continues to heat up between Walt Disney World and Universal Studios. When it comes to earnings reports, they kind of have taken on a bit more of an exciting as everybody always looks into the attendance reports to see how each park is doing and comparing it to each other. Well, Comcast, which is the parent company of Universal Studios, had their earnings call today, which showed that there was a decrease in the parks and other elements of the company. But we have an article here from Variety where we're going to go through this. And I think I might have at least perhaps a couple of explanations as to why this is happening right now and what this could look like going forward into next year. So, hi, I'm Jared with Capture the Magic, and we'll get right into this article. So, again, this is from Variety. It says Comcast quarter two upset by shortfalls at theme parks and movie studios. Corporation grappled with a tricky second quarter in which its traditional TV operations fared relatively well, but its movie studio and theme park operations did not, even as it continued to see customers migrate away from some of its cable and broadband offerings. Said the Philadelphia owner, NBC Universal, said that income fell 7.5% in the second quarter, approximately $3.93 billion or $1 per share, compared with $4.25, compared with $4.25 billion or $1.02 per share in the year earlier period. Meanwhile, the revenue in the second quarter was off 3% to $29.69 billion, and parks here, it says the revenue from the company's unit that includes NBC Universal, theme parks, and Universal Pictures fell 7.5% to 10.6 billion. Company said the revenue at Universal Pictures fell 27% to 2.25 billion, largely the result of a tough year ago comparisons when summer movies like Super Mario Brothers and Fast X were released, and revenue from theme parks dipped nearly 11% to 1.98 billion as attendance settled following a 2023 in which consumers proved more eager to travel. When we've talked about it as well, that the attendance in the Disney parks is down, well, it also seems that the attendance at the Universal parks is down as well. And I think this is for a couple of reasons. First off, it would be dishonest to not mention that the economy. I think the economy has a major factor to do with this. People don't have the discretionary income like they did a few years ago with inflation higher, all things like that. People are, saving more money or trying to, and going to theme parks is something you do when you have extra money. It's not something that is a necessity to live. So that is first off part of it. Now, partly, I had made the argument that you could see a pretty decent dip in attendance to Universal Studios given Epic Universe is less than a year away. It is just right around the corner. And a lot of people may look at that and say, okay, why would we go to Universal Studios this year and we can just wait for Epic Universe next year? Now, to expand on that, I also feel like that could be the case somewhat with Disney as well. I feel like a lot of people may be that excited for Epic Universe that they're holding off on trips to Orlando in general. And we're going to wait until Epic Universe opens to plan these trips and go. And especially if you're looking at a sense where people are trying to get the most out of their money. So you have the economic factor. A part of that could be as well, why don't we, if we're going to spend all this money to go on a vacation, let's just wait until this brand new theme park that we all want to experience is open and we can go. Now, obviously, there's no way to it's the case right now. That's just a theory I've had that you could see this, which lends into the fact, this is just a case that you could see this, especially in like the third and fourth quarters, as whenever they do announce Epic Universe opening, which I believe will be the earlier part of 2025. I could just definitely see a big dip and the attendance being affected in the short term. Obviously, in the long term, Epic Universe, I think, will have a major impact on Universal Studios in the Orlando area as a whole. But in the short term, I'm not really too surprised to see this, and it does make some sense. And more than likely, Universal knew this was maybe the case, given that they also have opened this summer, Land and the new nighttime show, the new daytime parade, trying to entice people to come. But I've always felt like that was going to be more of the locals that would check that out. I don't think these offerings have been enough for people that are maybe thinking about waiting until Epic Universe opens to just say, okay, let's go ahead and check it out now. I feel like this is something that people will check out along with going into Epic Universe. So I feel like maybe a lot of stuff they're doing is leaning more into getting the locals to come, because theme parks will do this. Obviously, when your attendance is not looking the best, you lean on your annual pass holders and your locals because, they're willing to come much more because they're much closer. And this also leans to the fact as well of the ticket offering Universal recently did. And I was going to do a separate video on that, but I'm traveling right now, so it makes sense to put it into this one. So there was a recent ticket offering from Universal that was basically, it's a resort ticket offer, unlimited visits for Florida residents. Now, it does have some restrictions on here, but they launched a new ticket deal this last Thursday that allows Florida residents to visit Universal Studios Florida and Universal Studios Islands of Adventure for an unlimited number of days. This is called the Florida Unlimited Days ticket. Gives Floridians the option to visit the theme park for an unlimited amount of days through December 18th. The ticket is $199 plus tax. Now, it does not include the cost of parking, and there are blackout dates. So they are offering discounts. Now, one thing I will say about this, if you're thinking about getting this ticket package, if you're a Florida resident, it may make more sense to actually look at the Universal Studios seasonal pass, as it's a little bit more expensive. It's $299 per person, but with that, parking would be included. You have discounts, and there's less blackout days. So for a little bit more, and you can do the flex pay on that, so you can pay monthly. But either way, they are enticing people to try and come to the parks, knowing that the attendance is down a bit. And we're seeing Disney run deals as well. So at both parks, attendance is down. And, one thing I will always do on this channel is report things one way or the other, what's fact and what's not. I still like the things that Universal is doing, but this attendance dipping is not surprising given that there's these major theme park. I mean, the biggest theme park opening basically in the country in the last 20 years is right around the corner. So I'm not too surprised, especially in this economic climate, that a lot of people would be saying, we're just going to wait, potentially see what the tickets look like, and maybe go next year. Now, next summer could be a very telling summer if attendance is also down still with a brand new theme park. That is not good. But I have to imagine that the attendance will be up given the hype and anticipation for this new park. And also a year from now, you could have a different economic climate. Things could loosen up. People may have more discretionary income. And we'll have to wait and expects Universal versus Disney in that sense. But as of right now, Comcast had a down quarter. The parks are down a bit. Now I'll have to wait and see how that looks third and fourth quarter. If Universal is able to do more things to basically entice locals to come to, make up that gap a little bit, and then how it looks going into next year once Epic Universe is open. And I'm sure if you're thinking about going, Universal is going to be offering more discounts toward the end of the year to, especially right before Epic Universe opens to get people to come into the park. So if you're thinking about going, you might be able to get some discounts between now and the end of the year as well. But that's going to do it for this video. If you liked it, please like the video and subscribe to the channel as we do lots of coverage of Epic Universe, Universal Studios, Disney World, and pop culture. And let us know in the comments what you think about all this. And do you think this will change when Epic Universe opens next year? And until next time, we will see you in the parks.